let me ask you this, because I was also raised Catholic, so I
Were you?
we walked over the same dead bodies, as they say, in many ways, and we both still feel very guilty uh,
Yes.
because of it. But so, if there's someone listening right now, because I know there's a lot of people like yourself who are struggling with what they've been told and raised with, those ideas, the religious boxes that we were all
Mhm.
kind of programmed with. And I don't use the word programmed in a bad way. We're programmed from the moment we are born,
Exactly.
to from everything around us. But those, if you're born into a Hindu family, you're going to be probably Hindu. If you're born into a Jewish family,
Right.
you're probably going to be Jewish. And we're talking about Christianity and Catholicism. What would you say to people who are watching this, that were in the same place you were, trying to connect to
Mm.
God, but the religious programming did not access the code properly? You couldn't decipher the problem with this kind of technology, this other, this programming. What would you say to these people listening like that right now?
Mm. Absolutely. Yes. Well, first of all, I want to say that I'm not anti-religion. I think that
Great.
religion has so much good for so many people who need that
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
whatever stage of life they're in at that time. But if it's not working for you, there's a saying in Christianity where they'll say, don't put God in a box. If God leads you outside of the box, you have to follow, no matter who's going to criticize you, no matter what happens. But at the same time, they still give you this box that you have to stay inside of. You can't find God outside of the Christian box. Well, that's cognitive dissonance. That doesn't make logical sense. So follow that advice. If what you're doing is not getting you that connection that you want, then listen to your heart, listen to the small voice within, and do what you feel called to do. Follow that call where it leads you, because it will absolutely lead you outside of the box. And it can be such a scary thing,
Mm-hmm.
but there are thousands of people going through this process right now, and you are absolutely not alone. And it is so much better to live authentically and to find for yourself what is really true for me and what speaks to me than to just wonder what would have happened if you had never followed your path.
And I would argue millions of people are going through this.
Yeah.
Tens of millions of
Yeah.
people are going through this around the world. I think more so than ever before, me too, because I think you, as well as I, having the shows that we have, we see the thirst, the hunger for
Yes.
this information. And, because it might just be views or downloads and their little numbers, but every number is associated with a human being, with a soul
Yes.
who is searching for this information. And I do love that you said that, as much as I kind of sometimes make fun of my Catholicism, and I'm a recovering Catholic and all this stuff, I say it in jest, because yes, every religion has hopefully good parts of it. And it is very important to certain people around the
Mm-hmm.
world, to many people around the world, but it also is depending on what stage you are. And in this life, that might be the road you walk, and you might do a lot of good in the world being in a religion. But
Mm-hmm.
this is for everybody who feels that this might be a little bit curious about some other stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think specifically in this time, there's a lot more people that are just questioning things and that are called to go outside of that box.
And not just in spirituality, and everything. I mean, from
Yeah.
all, I've noticed that too in our society. So many structures and entities that were rock solid for us growing up are now being questioned. And you would never question
Yeah.
this. You never, for God's sakes, you would never question the church. Jeez, how could you question the church? And then all this stuff happened, and all these other things happen, within the church and things like that. And all these things start coming out to light, and you just go, but the whole world seems like, even in our money, in our food, in our politics and everything, everyone's questioning everything, which before, you and I you're younger than me for sure. But we were still raised in a time that was not the case at all.
Right. Yeah, I've noticed that too, specifically questioning the workforce, at least here in America, questioning the way that There's the way things are done. Should we have to go work a 9 to 5? Should we have to only have so much time off per year? This is getting a little bit off topic, but so what you were saying, all of these old systems are being questioned, and thinking outside of them, like, how can we actually create a better system? I think that's where a lot of people are at.
To watch the full video, click on the link below, and don't forget to subscribe.